Welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Fasting Pharmacist Weight Loss Journey, which one day will no longer be a weight loss journey because I'll be done losing weight. I have a return guest today on this channel, and her name is Joan. Welcome back, Joan.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad to have you. And today we are going to talk about a very important thing, and that is diabetes. Thanks again for being here. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and I will get into some questions, but first I just want to introduce you and have you tell me a little bit about you and your past history.
Okay, well, I am a type 2 diabetic.
Okay.
And the diabetes was on my father's side of the family.
Okay.
My paternal grandmother had it, and she had it almost as long as I can remember. Probably she got it when she had her kids.
Okay.
And she had 10 and 12 pound babies.
Wow.
And then she had, none of her 5 kids had diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
And my first cousin Bill and I are the only ones that inherited the diabetes from her. So, so it skipped a generation.
Mm-hmm.
And I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes in 1978.
Okay.
And then in 1984, I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes again.
Mm-hmm.
So I had it both of those times, and they told me that I would get diabetes when I'm in my 50s or 60s, that it would go, the gestational diabetes would go away, but that ended up to not be true. Even though I weighed probably 95 to 100 pounds, and I was very thin, I still got type 2 diabetes and went right away on pills. Metformin and glimepiride, which is what they start people out with.
Oh, yeah.
So I had it, and I exercised and did everything. I did muscle resistance exercises, and I walked and everything.
You did everything right.
Yeah, I did everything I could, and I listened to my endocrinologist, and I have a great endocrinologist in Pittsburgh. And so now I have all graduated to taking a lot more medicines. I take Victoza, Humalog, and Levemir every day. So I take at least 5 shots a day. And I watch the carbs, but I also try not to drink any pops or anything like that. I drink iced tea and water, and I watch my meals because now I weigh about 105, so I'm not overweight, but the diabetes isn't going to go away. And I still continue to do muscle resistant exercises, and I walk at least 7 miles a day.
Wow. And for those of you who don't know, Joan is 69 years old.
Yes.
And she looks 39, if I must say so.
Oh, that's not true, but thank you.
She is one of my biggest influences in my life. That's why I'm so happy I came out to Pennsylvania to film these videos, because my mom has passed away, but I always say to her, if I could choose a mom, it would be her. So
thank
I
you.
love you so much.
Thank you.
My whole family, I mean, I just became friends with her because my brother was friends with her, but now I just feel like it's such a gem to have you in my life. You've been a really tremendous influence. I love following her Facebook page. She posts all the time that she's walking, and she literally does 7 or 8 miles a day.
Yes, and if I miss, it's because of the rain, and then I go on my treadmill. But I only missed 4 days last winter.
That's so much better than I do. And you're 69 years old, and I know people in that age group that are definitely not walking even a mile a day. So
well, and I mean, some people say you should walk 10,000 steps, and I make sure I have about 20,000.
Yeah.
And I go at a nice clip, and I try to walk with someone because of my diabetes, because I feel that if I would have a low, it's important that somebody's nearby.
So I was just so impressed today. We went out to lunch, and she was checking her blood sugar. She gave herself insulin. She saw her numbers and said, oh, I need a shot. She's just so on the ball. And she did share with me that one of your doctors once said you're the poster child for diabetics. So tell us about that story.
Well, it was the nurse practitioner, and she said that all my numbers were so good. And I'm only on like the diabetes medicines. I'm not on cholesterol medicine, and I'm not on blood pressure medicine. So, but I still take glimepiride and metformin. So that's, you know, it's sustaining me and keeping me going.
So you're on glimepiride, metformin, and 3 insulin shots.
Well, yeah, Victoza really isn't an insulin.
True.
So the long-acting, the short-acting, and Victoza.
Yeah, that's 5 medicines a day.
And it's expensive.
Yeah. Do you mind sharing about how much per month you're spending?
Well, it depends whether I'm in the donut hole or not. But yeah, quite a bit.
Okay, now for those of you, I have people that watch this channel from out of the country. The donut hole is something with Medicare in the United States where you have something called gap coverage. You have to spend so much money. Once you meet a certain deductible or a certain amount, you get into a gap where you don't really have coverage. Then you have to satisfy, for some people it's like $2,700. You satisfy that, then you're back into coverage. So they call that the donut hole. I'm not sure whose idea that was, but we hear a lot all day at the drugstore about the donut hole.
And
so.
Really, the insulins have been going up so much lately.
They're almost as bad as EpiPens.
Yes,
so.
they are. It's terrible. But so far I've been able to get it, and I haven't rationed it at all. And I hope I never have to.
I don't know I don't know if you've heard about this in the diabetic world, but there are Facebook groups, supposedly, there's such a problem with the cost of diabetic meds. There are people in like an underground world of getting diabetes medication. So say you couldn't afford to get it, you can get into a Facebook group where people are trying to get medicine that really illegally is not prescribed for them, but they would hit up somebody who could give them medicine so that they don't die, basically. I mean, we have a real problem in the United States with the cost of medicines. And the fact that there's an underground world of trying to get insulins or diabetic supplies is really a shame that it has to be like that. But that's what it's come to. I don't know if you've ever heard those underground groups.
No, I'm not a member of one, but
yeah.
I will say that the Dexcom is a really good glucose monitor that I wear. And I have to change it every 7 days, but it tells me my blood sugar every 5 minutes.
Wow.
And it writes up reports. So it's a really nice thing to have. The G6 is much better than the G5, but I'm on Medicare, so they said probably in October I'll be getting the G6.
Is the Dexcom covered by Medicare or most private insurance plans? Okay.
Yes it is.
Now, how did you learn of that? Did your doctor tell you, or you just did your own research and found out about the Dexcom?
I did my own research, and when I was probably one of the first ones, the patient of my doctor. And she has staff there named Brittany that helped me, turn in all the paperwork. I've been on it probably 2.5 years, and it was really hard to get it at first. You had to give them your 4 blood sugars every day for 3 months.
Wow.
Just to qualify.
So you had to get a prior authorization for this?
Yes.
For those of you who don't know what that is, that means the doctor's office has to appeal with the insurance company and say, why does she need to be on this? And in your situation, you're definitely somebody who needs it because you're doing everything right. You've got a perfect almost diet. You've got tons of walking and exercise. Your blood pressure's perfect. Everything's perfect. And you're still on 5 medicines a day for diabetes. 3 injections.
3 injections.
And 2 pills.
Right.
And you're doing everything in your power. And that leads me to the next thing is, on the snake diet, which I'm following, I'm down 50 pounds through intermittent fasting, prolonged fasting, and low carb, and walking. 50 pounds in less than 5 months.
Amazing.
It is amazing. And most of it is because I started fasting, which makes you have less insulin in your body, which blocks fat loss. So anyone out there trying to lose weight, if you're eating carbs and sugar, you're blocking yourself from burning fat. So that's just number one. A lot of people don't realize that. But one thing I've talked about in my videos where Joan's helped me see the light is a lot of obese people become a type 2 and it's reversible. But in your situation, you're 105 pounds, walking 7 miles a day minimum. You've missed 4 days in a year and you're still a type 2. So it's not true that everyone obese is a type 2 or every type 2 is obese.
Exactly, for sure. And another thing I would like to add though is on the Dexcom, it has an alarm that goes off if you have lows. And I've had some dangerous lows.
Like how low?
Like 35,
Woo.
and that's really bad. And so far we haven't had to use the pen.
The glucagon emergency kit?
Yeah, we haven't had to.
Okay.
And that's
You've
really,
never had to, or just not?
Never, which is good because it's sort of hard to use and everything. If I couldn't give it to myself.
Yeah.
So, and my doctor works really closely with me to make sure that I am monitoring myself, and now I have to go back in 6 weeks so that they can monitor.
But she also, you were a teacher, correct?
41 years.
41 years, and sometimes teachers are the best students, and every doctor and pharmacist would be in love with you as a patient because
thank you.
Every single day doctors and pharmacists have people that don't even know the names of their medicine. They don't know why they're on it. They don't know what it does. I can ask somebody in the public, well, what do you take for your blood pressure? They say, I don't know, it's just a white pill and I've been on it for 20 years. And I'll say, but what is the name of it? I don't know. Or I'll say, I'm on a medicine, I don't know what it's called, but my doctor gives it to me. And I'll say, well, what is it for? And they go, I don't know, I just take it. And it's like, well, you're not even sure why they prescribed it. And they say, I don't know. I just do what my doctor says. So this is the example of a patient who is their own best advocate. And a former teacher, you are the best student. You are a dream patient.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And I think that your educational background, you're taking this as your #1 priority. And
I have to.
I think you're going to live a long, healthy life because of it. Because you're 69 and you just don't age. And
oh, thank you.
you staying active is just honestly the best thing for a multitude of reasons.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. So what in this interview did I neglect to ask you that you would like to share with everybody?
If you have diabetes, take it seriously.
Yeah.
Check your blood sugars every day as you're supposed to, and really watch what you eat.
Okay. Tell people who don't understand what happens if you have carbs or sugars. What if you cheat?
It will go up, and sometimes it's hard to get it to go back down.
Okay.
And then you're up and down instead of steady. So you're better to eat small meals
Okay.
and a lot of protein and stay away from a lot of the bad carbs and the bad fats.
So like in your typical day, what do you try to eat? Like as a typical, not a special occasion, but like a typical everyday where there's nothing going on?
Well, I do try to eat mainly what everybody else does, only in smaller portions.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
and I do
so all the food groups pretty much?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes. But we eat a lot of salads too.
Okay, so you're eating veggies and probably some proteins
Yeah,
and
a lot of
fats.
proteins,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes, that's great. So anybody out there who is pre-diabetic, what is your advice to them? And I'm talking about an obese person.
Take
What
it
is
seriously and start walking.
Yeah.
It's fun to walk. You
Yeah.
know, yesterday it was, what, 45 degrees and it was, or 50 degrees and it was raining. We walked in the rain.
8 miles, didn't you? I think I saw it on Facebook.
Yeah.
I love her Facebook post. She always talks about walking.
Yeah, you look at one day and you say, I really don't want to go. But once you put on your gloves or your hat, whatever, and you go, it's not bad at all.
Now, how do you keep your mind occupied walking 8 miles? That's a long time.
Well, you think about, you look around in nature and sometimes there's a man that feeds the deer out there and there's a lot of dogs. And you stop for a second and say hello to the people that have the dogs. And you just, you know everybody there because the same people walk every day.
Yeah.
So it just becomes fun.
Do you ever listen to music or podcasts or anything?
No, I don't, because I usually walk with another person.
Okay, so you talk a little bit. That probably makes it go way faster.
But I mean, I have my Apple Music, I could listen to it, but I'm afraid I'll fall, you know, so I don't really do that very much.
Anything else you'd like to share before we wrap?
Nope, that's all.
All right. Well, thanks again for being here. You're a great enhancement to my channel. Anybody out there who has questions, comment below in the comments, and she's my friend and we'll get an answer for you. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. If you like this content, you're going to get much more like this. I am on a weight loss journey to lose 100 pounds. I've met 51 pounds down today, and I'm starting to be really inspired mostly through other people. I think people should inspire people. You are a great influence. Even if you don't think you are, every time you post on Facebook and all of your friends see it, they might have that light bulb go off and say, I'm going to walk. And even by people watching this video, they may say, I'm going to do what she does. So.
Well, a lot of people then text me and say, you inspired me, and they tell me how much they've walked.
You inspire me, that's for sure. I've told you that many times. So thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
I'm so glad to. And we're going to be doing another video soon about your passion for gardening and how that is good for your health.
Okay.
So.
Oh, yes, that's another
whole video.
Yeah.
All right, take care, everybody. Thanks for watching.